Okay, that was lunch. So this is the Quinninup Tavern. This place burnt down a few years ago, like to the ground I believe, and they've rebuilt it. It's very nice inside, and they do great food, and it's not real cheap, but then, you know, we're out here in the bush, so I guess that's to be expected. But yeah, nice. I wasn't disappointed with my fish burger. The other thing is that as we pulled up here, there was a trials bike, Yamaha one, an old one, and I thought, oh, maybe it's just a trial bike, but I'd never seen one in that setup before. But the dude got on it with his wife on the back and his little kid on the front, and by the time they left that car park and started turning in here, he was already in third gear. So yes, it is a trials bike, running trials gearing. And from memory, when I was a kid, they had like a 4-speed gearbox, yeah, not a lot of speed in those things. I used to go riding with a guy. I had an IT 175 mighty dirt bike, and he had a, I don't know, one of those. Looked very much like that, but it was like an unregisterable one, or didn't have a headlight or anything anyway. But yeah, the thing would top out like at probably 60 kilometers an hour. It didn't have many legs at all. Anyway, we're moving on. So what we're going to do, I got a bit of range left, so I don't need to go and duck in and get fuel at Northcliffe or anything. So I'm just going to go back and join up with the route, and that takes us past Quinninup and then out back around to where the campsite is. So we'll basically head back out to the highway, turn left, and carry on. Something funky going on with my maps, so I just turned the Bluetooth back on the phone because I was letting it charge. So I'll stop in a minute and have a look at what's going on with that, and then we should be up and run. Anyway, we're away. So in case you're wondering where Quinninup is, so Manjimup's 30 k's that way, Walpole is 90 k's that way. This road here goes to Northcliffe. They've just dug that all up. That used to be a bitumen road. Well, it is a bitumen road. I don't know how long the road work goes for, but that's a really fun windy road. It's kind of back roady, but great on a bike. And Northcliffe is, I'm not exactly sure how far it is, 25 k's by the sign. That's a fun road. And then you head towards Pemberton, and that's an excellent road through the big tall timbers, like the really big huge diameter trees. Absolutely beautiful, and the road's super windy, so really nice ride. So if you're ever down this way, that's the road that you should take. We're not taking that today. I've done it plenty of times, and I'll do it plenty of times more, but this time we're just going to follow the line and then turn off into the bush again, and then head back towards the campsite. Right. Morning. So no, Sunday morning. That's me. Just taking a quick look around the campsite, make sure I haven't lifted anything. I can't hang around too long because my goggles will fog up in a minute. But anyway, looks like we're all good. So that's where the hammock was, between those two trees. That was my view out there to the water, and delightful it was. That's where I had my little tarp set up where I did cooking and whatnot, and that's where I left the motorbike. So she's all hooked up, everything's secured, and basically ready to get out of here. So we'll cruise out here. I'll take it pretty easy because it's first thing in the morning and it's 7:30, and I don't feel like doing anything too silly, but we'll see how far I go before I have to take my goggles off because they're getting pretty foggy. We'll see. The trouble is this track is barely visible at the best of times, so now I've got fogged up goggles. I might not even be able to, I might get myself lost a bit here. Looks like we're going around this way. Oh, I think I better do the smart thing. Goggles off. Right, hope they don't disappear on me. Okay. Oh, it's much better. Now when I was leaving the campsite yesterday, I took a different turn and ended up sort of getting a tiny bit lost. It got me out, or I got out. Whoop, there we go. Gonna hit the tree, no. Ended up taking a completely different way out. For a minute there I thought I'd have to turn around, but I was okay. But anyway, we'll continue. We're going to head to Manjimup, so that's about, I think it's about 40 k's from here, so sort of 10 k's of dirt. And this is where I turned, is it? No, let's go this way. I think we're right. Anyway, yeah, Manjimup, 40 k's, 30 k's of road. Oh, fucking huge spider web. And hopefully there's nothing on me. Anywho, spider web below my helmet. Anywho, we'll carry on, and hopefully don't pick up any hitchhikers, and otherwise I might end up having to jump off the bike and set myself on fire. So anyway, Manjimup for fuel. I will grab some breakfast. This morning I had what they call a dingo's breakfast, which, if you don't know, means basically you get up, have a quick look around, have a piss, and leave. So anyway, we're away. We'll catch up in a little while. I've just turned around. Just going to do a little bit of warfare check. I was coming down the highway, just doing 100, and there was a lamb running alongside the fence, and I thought, is he inside or outside of the fence? And he was outside, so he was running flat out along this way, and then he went bowling down here, and there's actually water down there. So I'm just going to turn around, do a quick stop, and make sure he's not stuck there, because it'll bother me if I don't know, because I could have left a little lamb to be stuck there and maybe not get rescued. Anywho, if I can't see him down there, well then I can assume that he's taken off down the riverway, and hopefully I don't have to bloody climb in the water, because he went down here bloody full pelt. Oh, it's not that deep, so he would have been right, and he's not anywhere to be seen. So right, have a nice day. My goggles are still fogged up. I put them back on, but even with all this wind, they're still foggy. Look at that VStrom. What a great bike. Yep. Okay, carry on. Just stopped for breakfast here at the Manjimup Central Deli, which is on the main road through Manjimup. Just, you know, bacon egg sandwich type stuff. I did actually want a proper breakfast, but I haven't had a shower for a few days, and you know, been wearing these same riding pants for a few days, so I didn't want to go to the cafe over there. In the main street there's a few options. Well, not really many actually. There's one coffee shop there which I just had a coffee at a little while ago, and it was a really nice coffee, but the problem is the food they have, it's like all pre-made sandwiches. So basically you order a bacon and egg sandwich or whatever it is, and they just grab it out of the thing and stick it in the thing and heat it up, and away you go. So that wasn't for me. So I thought, well, I'll go looking for breakfast, and then I decided, you know what, I'll just have a bacon and egg sandwich. Anywho, I've fueled up, I've got plenty of range now. I'm going to head, I don't actually know, I was thinking of trying to follow my nose and find a back way up to Bridgetown. I've got sort of all day to get home to Perth, which as a crow fly, you know, like through to Bunbury and up to Perth is probably 3 hours, 3.5 hours or something like that. So I've got a few, oh, slow down Phil, I've got a few choices there. So there is I could go like to Bridgetown, and between Bridgetown and Balingup there's a turn off where you head into this little town called Wilga, and that's an interesting little spot. I've been through there a few times. It's not a bad dirt road going there. Now, kind of from there you can kind of take a couple of back roads and take you the back way into Collie, and then from Collie I'll decide if I'm going to go dirt all the way through to Dwellingup, or go the highway. I don't particularly like that dirt road. It's quite corrugated and rough, and there's a bit of traffic on there, so you end up eating people's dust, and I've done it plenty of times, so I'll make that decision as I go. Turn off to Wilga, 28 kilometres. It's a little bit of bitumen, and then there's a turn off onto the dirt. And with Wilga there's only I think there's 4 roads that lead into the town. Only one of them is actually bitumen, the rest are all dirt. So it's a pretty interesting little spot, an old timber town that basically has nothing left to support it. So it's just got some houses and some residents. Anyway, we'll check it out. This road is so much fun. I love fast desert road, fast dirt roads, and a little bit of pea gravel is okay because it keeps it interesting. But as I said before, you know, you've got to watch out on this one because there's a couple of deep sections which could catch you out. And I was coming the other direction last time and nearly ended up in the gutter. So I will be a little bit careful, but still enjoying it. And with this bike in gravel mode, it sort of keeps it kind of in hand a little bit, doesn't get too excitable. I'll just slow down because we're going past some of these farm sheds and stuff. There's no homestead here, but anyway. Oh, here's one there. And some cows to scare. Boo. Alright, here we are. So this is Wilga. That's one of the roads we come in on. That's another one there. This one here with the hubcaps on the tree, that's the one I just come in on. So if you take this one, that'll take you back to a T-junction after 30 odd k's, and then you turn right, and then that takes you to that highway, which is not far from Balingup. I've come in this way plenty of times. No, this way plenty of times. I haven't tried that one yet, but we'll probably go out that way. A little bit of bitumen here, and ooh, try second gear, mate. And so this is a timber town when there used to be timber industry, you know, like pulling all the trees out of the forest, and you know, when everybody relied on that sort of stuff. So you can see there's all this old stuff peppered around the place, all this old equipment. But the really interesting thing that I like to check out and show people when I come through, this is the post office. How crazy is this? So you can see there's a few houses here. There's not a single, there's no shops, there's no anything. This post office here, actually we'll go in, why not? Take it out of gear. So there's the post box there, but if you go in here, the high-tech, high security latch. So there's a bit of stuff. There's a book, what do you call it, book swap thing, but here, oh, there's the local Gazette. I might take one of them. Boy Up Gazette, I'm going to take that. Here's all the post boxes. So what they do is, you see these tags here, parcel to collect. So basically if the postie comes and they've got something that's too big to fit into one of these, they'll fill that out, stick that in there, and when old mate comes to check their mail, they'll see that, and then they go into Boy Up Brook, which is, I don't know, 20 k's that way or something, and go and pick up their mail. So how awesome is this? Right. I love it. Anyway, can't stand around here all day. So we'll hook up the, reset the security, find someone to put this, which will probably be in here. And then we'll take off. So we'll head up that way and follow our nose. That'll, I don't think you can sort of go wrong going that way to get out of here. If you go that way, that's the only bitumen road back that actually goes to Boyer Brook. All the rest of the roads in and out of here are all dirt. So you can see all that not farm machinery, timber machinery, a dirty old carriage thing, or what they used to use to haul the logs behind a horse. And yeah, so here's all the residences here. So it'd be a quiet life, that is for sure. Old lathe, and this is a much better conditioned version of that thing that we just looked at before. It's where they drag the logs out. Unreal. So I think, yeah, like I said before, I think there's 4 roads that come in and out of this town. That's the one we just come from. This one we're going, there's a community hall, which is pretty sweet. And then we're just going to head out this way, and this will get us to I think the Grimwade, I think it's called Grimwade Road. Oh, some bloke cutting wood. Grimwade Road, and then we'll turn right, and that'll take us sort of to I think it's the Boyer Brook, Donnybrook Road or something like that. Anyway, it'll get us into Collie. So we shall continue on. This is a really nice road too, so it's kind of like this for a little while, and then it turns into twin track, and it's all pretty good condition, so easy ride, good fun. The other thing is, I was talking about the pea gravel on that track that we're on. This tyre, this Moto's Rail Z, did not put a foot wrong for the whole trip. Now when I went the other way with the Moto's Desert HT on there, as soon as I hit pea gravel, it was all over the place, and it was a little bit scary. Now when I first put that Moto's on, that Desert HT on, it was an amazing off-road tyre, but I used it on the bitumen way too much, and it basically wore the middle out of the tyre, and it sort of had all that funny coping of the front tread, and I'm assuming that that's what's caused it to be really unstable in that, because this tyre here, which is a less aggressive off-road tyre than the HT, just did that a piece of cake. So something to keep in mind, and I'm going to run this tyre going forward. I'm not going to go back to the HT. I really just tried it just to see if it was any good, and as I say, it was great off-road, like really good. Saved me a couple of times. Excuse me, saved me a couple of times. And I went with the Moto's GPS on the back because I wanted the longevity out of it, and I figured, you know, one rear tyre usually lasts one front tyre usually lasts 2 or 3 rear tyres. In this case, it's probably the other way around. So I've got one front tyre that I changed out, and the rear tyre's still got plenty of k's left on it. That had done 8,000 kilometres, I think. So good wear out of it, really, but just the off-road performance is just not great. So I'm gonna go back one step and put a Rail Z on the back and run that. So anyway, we will continue on this dirt road until we get through to Collie, and then I'll decide which way to go home then. The other thing is, I keep the traction control, the ABS on level 1 on this bike when I'm off-road. In fact, I leave it on there pretty much all the time, and it's partly because the rear grip on that tyre isn't great off-road, but also the other thing is I'm wearing these bloody Alpine Stars Tech 7 boots, which you might be able to see there, which are really good protective boots, because I broke my ankle a while ago, a couple of years back, with adventure boots on. So I've stepped up to these, but they don't offer much feel on the rear brake, so you're kind of stomping on it and hoping that it doesn't lock up on you, or it does lock up, depending which one you want. But we get to a bit more of another track. Here we go. Right, so I'm going to take a guess. This is Grimwade Road, which is just dirt all the way to the bitumen. the highway. So you can see there's a sign. I'll just stop. Sign there, Bullinghup 32, Grimwade 19. I don't even know if Grimwade's an actual living town. I've never seen it, and I've done that road a few times. So we're turning left. Bowerbrook is the opposite way. This road here will take us all the way through to pretty much Donnybrook, but we'll go up here about 10 or 15 k's, turn right to Collie, and then we'll stop at Collie. Or maybe I won't, I've got plenty of fuel, so stop at Collie and then maybe grab a drink, and then I'll work out which way I'm going to go, if I'm going to go dirt or basic bitumen. We'll see how we go. Right, so had a nice coffee at Collie, and now I'm heading out to Harris Dam, and I'm going to jump on the dirt, and that'll head me towards Dwellingup. So there's a couple of ways you can go to get back that way. There's a road called Mornington Road, which you sort of get to from this direction as well, and off Mornington Road there's a road called Miles Road, which is a dirt road, pretty well made, pretty straight. That'll get you up to the Lake Brockman area, thereabouts, and then you sort of follow your nose and join up to the road that we're going to be on, which is eventually going to be Nanga Road. But anyways, I'm going to go Harrisdale Way, and it's not too bad, this road, except some of it, pay attention fella, except some of it is can be corrugated pretty badly, so it just depends on how often or how soon since they've graded it as to whether it's going to be any good or not. But we'll take a risk, see how it goes. Well, once you're on there, you're on there, but you know, it's okay. It's just not that great. Heading towards the dam wall. Dam wall is straight up that way a little bit, but we're not going that way, we're going this way. So yep. This is a good example of following your nose. So here's a T-junction, there's no signage. There probably was some signage up there before, but that's well and truly gone. I'm quite sure that I need to go to the right. I'm not sure where left goes, but anyway, we'll go this way. And this road will be just more of the same, you know, 100 k's an hour-ish, corrugated, thick pea gravel in some sections, so you need to be ready to give it a handful of throttle just to get through any pea gravel before the front wheel starts going its own way. Oh, Quindanning Road, Harvey, let's go this way. Winding up to Quindanning, you never know. I've got a feeling I should have went that way, but anyway. So what we'll do is we'll follow this road. I'm just going to see where it takes me. If it gets me to Dwellingup, that's great. If we end up in Quindanning, well, there's a pub there, I'll have lunch. And then I'll just go highway back to Perth. Might see if these people need a hand. So looks like they just had a flat tyre. They said they're okay, so I just stopped and they said you're right, and they gave us a thumbs up, so I left them to it. But it looked like he was just about to strap a flat tyre back onto the top of his trailer, so it should be okay. So this here is a conveyor belt. So there's all this alumina or bauxite or whatever it is they're mining here. So that cover there basically covers their conveyor, and they're all over the place. It's who knows how long that is, kilometres. There's millions of dollars worth of belts there. But anyway, that's Worsley Alumina, I think it is, or Alcoa, somebody, anyway. And that's part of the reason why these roads have been redirected, although they don't do it all the time, but they've just never really re-signed them all, so you can't sort of find your way where you're going. So this is the Harvey Quindanning Road. If it's heading towards Harvey, that's probably okay, because we'll end up in the right direction. If it's heading towards Quindanning, that's also okay, because we're heading towards lunch. Have a look at this freshly graded thing of beauty. Right, we're about to hit the bitumen, so I think we're going to be heading towards Quindanning then, because this ain't the way to dwelling up. Anyway, potato potato. Alright, just stopped in at the Quindanning Hotel, had a schnitty and salad and a squash, and now it's time just to hit the bitumen and head on home. So it's quite popular, this place, today by the look of it, and there's a bunch of gold wings here, pretty cool bikes. Anyway, I'm gonna hit the highway. I was going to put my address in to see how far it is. I'm going to say it's probably about 130 k's to my house, and yeah, so I think I'll call the video off here. So just while I park here outside of Bannister, I'm going to take this camera off and put it in my bag, because I don't like riding through the city with it, because I feel like I look like a bit of a dick. Anyway, one thing I did want to mention is the on-track meals, which are Australian-made meals. They're not dehydrated, anything like that. I went to BCF, the camping store, because Anaconda, I went there. They didn't appear to sell them, so I went to BCF. They didn't have the ones that I wanted. There was two that I was keen to try. There's one which is steak and gravy, and the other one which is pork sausages and gravy, and I was going to buy like a mashed potato with it to go with it. However, they didn't have any of the pork or the pork sausages or the steak, so I ended up buying a butter chicken one, and butter chicken and rice, and I had that for dinner last night. I just dropped it in. You can like put the whole pack in boiling water and boil it for 3 minutes. They also sell a heat pack thing, which is, you know, there's some sort of chemical reaction, your flameless heater bag, put it in there, set it off, and it heats up the food for you. But that's you know, to me that's just burning chemicals for no reason. So I ended up just, instead of putting it in boiling water, I just basically upended it into a fry pan and just heated it through, and it was actually delicious. There was little bits of chicken in there, which was nice. Not a great deal, but it was really nice. The other one I did get was like a rice porridge type thing, which you can have either for breakfast, or you can maybe have for dessert. I didn't try that because I didn't eat any breakfast this morning until I got to Manjimup, so I'll keep that aside and try that next time. But anyway, I rated them pretty highly. I've never ever done one of those pre-prepared meals. I've never actually tried the dehydrated ones either. I've always just cooked. Bring food, cook it in the fry pan, eat it, away you go. I used to bring porridge sachets with me as well, but I never got around to cooking them because I just couldn't be bothered, so I always just did something else. But anyway, I will, before I go away next time, I will try and get one of those steak and potato ones, or the steak, and then you buy the potato thing separate. I'll give them a try, because that chicken one I had was really, really good. Like, it was really filling. It was a decent size, certainly, and plenty for me, and kept me from getting hungry later. So, thumbs up for them. Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to throw that little bit in before I finish off this video, even though I've already finished it off once, but now I'm definitely finishing it off. So I'm going to pull this camera off, stick it away so I don't ride through town with it hanging off the front of my helmet, and we'll go from there. And basically it looks like I'm 78 kilometres from my place, so I don't know, something like that, 91 kilometres from my place. So an hour or so and I'll be home. I'll be able to have a shower for the first time since Friday. And my wife will be fully expecting me to have a shower and then have a sleep on the lounge, because she knows what I'm like. Anyway, that's it. Take care. Be safe.